everybody, happy Thursday. And today, this shirt, every time I wear it, I want to say, I'm in love with the cocoa, because that's what it says, and it's so cool. Don't worry, I'm not going to attempt a rap, but I do love this shirt. Today is coffee and a chat. Bing! Today's question is something that I really thought was more of a coffee and a chat type conversation / video, and so without further ado, the smell of coffee, sweet relief. The question is, hey Katie, how do you deal with a broken heart? What if it just won't heal? It sounds like, does that sound like song lyrics to anybody else? But I know, in all seriousness, all jokes aside, all of us have dealt with a broken heart or will deal with a broken heart at some point. And I just want to throw it out there before we even get into it. There's nothing to be scared about. It does get better. We do get over it. I think part of it, you can learn a lot from breakups, and you learn a lot about yourself, not from the person necessarily, but about yourself in relationships, what you tolerate, what you don't tolerate, things that you maybe should work on because you think that was the root of a problem. There's all sorts of things we can learn and glean from a breakup. But let's just get into it. How do we get over a breakup? What if it just won't heal? And I kind of want to ignore the question of like, what if it just won't heal? Because what I'm going to tell you and things that I've learned in my life and my brokenhearted experience, as well as like some therapeutic techniques, I believe that they will heal. I know that all broken hearts heal, okay? Just trust me on that, okay? So something that I would encourage all of you to do is to talk to somebody about it. It doesn't have to be a therapist necessarily. It would be nice, but it could just be your group of friends. And talking to them about the breakup and just getting it out there, talking about how sad you are or what's upsetting you or what happened, almost like we would process through a trauma, not to compare it to a trauma, but I find when we have really stressful, intense situations, it helps for us to talk things out in detail with people who care about us and who can offer their support in order to move past it. So talk about it. Don't just sleep all day, hide, and maybe drown yourself in work or alcohol and drugs or working out or any kind of other unhealthy behaviors. Try to talk about it, okay? The second thing that I would encourage you to do is to give yourself time to grieve. I don't think dating back to back to back is a healthy practice. I think that there should be time in between where you're single. And I know people are like, I don't want to be alone, but maybe that's what you should work on in therapy, because being alone is actually really healthy and you can do a lot of the hard work on yourself when you're alone. Some of my best time in therapy was when I was alone. It was actually almost right before I met Sean. I felt like I'd made a ton of breakthroughs and I was just really figuring out who I was and what old habits I didn't want to bring into new relationships or have in my life. It just gives you the opportunity to be you, to figure out what that even means, also to change behavioral patterns and relationship patterns, because we all got them, whether we want to admit it or not, and it's important to recognize them so that we can change them. So the second being, give yourself time to grieve. It's okay to feel sad, depending on how long your relationship was. I mean, let's say you had a year-long relationship. I'm just going to put that out as like a 1 year. So it was serious. You loved them. They loved you. Things, you know, you may have had sex. You may not have. Who knows, right? But it felt serious. It felt real. They were in your life for an entire year. That's a long time. And then you break up. I would give yourself a few months, like let's say 3-4 months, to just grieve it. It's okay to take that time. No one says you have to snap back. If it was really tumultuous, it was really hard, or the breakup was really difficult, or maybe you did something to cause the breakup, like cheated, or maybe they did, you want time to kind of process through that and work on yourself before you're A-okay, ready to be just the way you used to be. Maybe go out and find another boyfriend, girlfriend, or whatever. Sorry, my nose is like really itching. Yeah, so give yourself time to grieve. So first, talk about it, process with people, give yourself time to grieve. Don't let that friend that's like, I don't want to hear about this anymore, you should be fine by now. Stop talking to that friend, because that's not really helpful if you're still feeling like you need to grieve. But number 3, keep in mind that you should have more going on in your life than just this breakup. often I find that we struggle the hardest and leads to like, what if it just won't heal kind of thoughts and conversations with ourselves, is when we allow ourselves to get caught in thought cycles. You know, I always talk about like negative thinking cycles, and like these are kind of almost akin to intrusive thoughts, like I talked about in like Pure O video, and also I have a whole video just called Intrusive Thoughts. When like, you know, these thoughts about the breakup, the boyfriend, the girlfriend, the whatever went wrong, keep popping in your head. But the thing is that we have to remind ourselves is we have the choice to engage that thought. That could be us having thoughts about the thought. That can even be its own ball of wax where it's like the negative thinking, like, why are you thinking about this again? I told you, he's stupid. God, get over it, Katie. Oh my God, blah, blah. We have thoughts about the feeling, or the thought. Feelings about the thought, sorry, getting that confused. Or we engage that. So we have that thought about the breakup, like, oh my God, but I'm so alone and I'm never gonna find anybody or whatever. And we start thinking, we go down that thought cycle, and then we act out of it. Oh, I don't wanna go out tonight. I'm just gonna sit in bed and watch reruns of Sex and the City. What? No. That's when we have to start like changing things. Don't engage those thoughts. And I know that's easier said than done, but simple thought stopping techniques, when you have that thought, be like, nope, and force yourself into a whole nother thought process. You could even write some options down, things that are happy thoughts for you. Maybe you really love Harry Potter, this lady. Maybe you have a really good friend who's always up for something. You can just call her and be like, hey, I need to get out of the house. Let's go do something. Maybe there's a movie that's out and you haven't watched it yet. Go out and watch that movie. Whatever it is, I don't even care. Just change either your situation, like getting out of the house, change your thought, think about a happy memory or time or experience that you had, and you can have these prepped, like have these written down so you can be like, no, I'm not gonna think about that. Remember that time when my dad got us that puppy? That was so sweet, and oh my God, and then my brother, like blah, blah, blah. And you can go, the best way to stop a thought is to actually change the topic and hold that topic for at least 30 seconds. And I know 30 seconds doesn't sound like a long time, but it is a really long time. And maybe it did sound like a long time, so sorry. But if we keep our brain on that pathway and get it out of that old routine of like, oh my God, I'm gonna be alone forever. I'm a terrible person. I can't believe I cheated on them or whatever, or I'm lonely and so sad. If we don't engage that thought, they'll come less and less frequently, and slowly we'll come out of it. I know this is all over the place. That's why it's kind of a coffee and a chat, and I haven't even had that much coffee. But I think keeping in mind that breakups will happen. We can learn a lot about ourselves in the process. It's okay to be sad. Let yourself grieve the loss of that relationship, because often when we have a relationship, we've like created this dream of the relationship, like, and then we're gonna move in together and we're gonna have a baby, or we're gonna get married, or we're gonna get a fur baby like a dog or something. This lady. Whatever you've dreamed a dream, you have to allow yourself the time to grieve the loss of that dream. And so it's okay to feel sad. It's okay to cry about it and whine about it, but all within limitations. Still take care of yourself. Go about your daily life. Interact with your friends and talk about it. Like I said, the other portion is like talking about it. Preferably a therapist, because they give you a definite outside perspective, but also your friends and family and anybody, you know, who's supportive of you. Talk to them about it so you can get some insight and get a little support, and, you know, stop those thoughts. Do not engage in those intrusive thoughts, and I think we'll all feel a lot better. And there's all this hokey pokey stuff online about how to heal a broken heart and da 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 da. But at the end of the day, sometimes you just gotta go straight through it. Keep taking care of yourself, talk to people about it, give yourself time to grieve, stop those thoughts. I think you'll be good. Let me know what's helped you. Because we all have different experiences, right? Like for me, it was keeping busy with my friends and then talking to my therapist about it. That was the best. And then also like my closest friends, I would share about the breakup and help me move on, help me improve myself, figure out what I did wrong so I don't make the same kind of relationship cycles. You know, you get caught in things anyway. It helps me improve myself so that I'm better off for the next relationship that I get in, because there will be a next relationship, okay? And you're better off without them. If it didn't work out, there's no reason to go back. Oftentimes when things are broken, they're broken for a reason. Take time to figure out what that reason is and move on, because you all deserve the best. Okay? I love you all, and I'll see you on Monday.